Hello and welcome back to the Fodder Gaming channel, where today we are going to discuss Jurassic World Alive 2.8 patch notes. We have a lot to cover in today's video, so I'm just going to jump right into it. And first that we're going to do is what's new. We have Scorpius Rex, not one, not two. We're going to have 3 Scorpius Rex creatures coming to Jurassic World Alive next week. We have new abilities, new features. Let's just get into everything that's good here. Introducing the Scorpius Rex. By the way, there's a link in the description below to, whoa, look at, we don't even get to see what the Scorpius Rex looks like, but there's going to be a link in the description below to the Ludia forums. That is where this information is coming from. This is not, I don't have anything that you guys don't have, so if you're looking for spoilers, I got nothing. All right, so here we go. Scorpius Rex, Jurassic World Alive's newest genetic experiment. The Scorpius Rex is stalking its way into Jurassic World Alive, featured on Season 3 of Camp Cretaceous. Is that Cretaceous? Is that how we're going with this? The Scorpius Rex is a deadly new hybrid, sporting venomous quills on her tail. You can fuse 3 un de trois. That's like the only French that I know, but you got it there, Montreal. That's for you. Different Scorpius Rex variants in Jurassic World Alive, each with their own ingredients and abilities. Watch out for the epic Scorpius Rex Gen 2, the legendary Scorpius Rex, and the unique Scorpius Rex Gen 3. Do we got that all clear? So Gen 2 is the epic, Gen 1 or the OG or just Scorpius Rex is the legendary. And then we're going to have the third one is going to be the unique. But if I recall from the teaser, we're getting like 12 total different new creatures. The first of which is going to be a rare creature, Albertosaurus. So we have an Andrew and an Albert that are going to be roaming your game screen. Update 2.8 didn't stop at the Scorpius Rex and her genetic variants. This update also brings a stampede of rare, epic, legendary, unique, and apex creatures. Albertosaurus is the rare. Although this tyrannosaurid is a top predator in its own ecosystems, the Albertosaurus is much smaller than its relative, the T-Rex. Paleontologists believe this may have led the Albertosaurus to work together in packs like wolves. Albertosaurus is going to be a fierce anti-tank creature. Use Albertosaurus's expertise in breaking shields and bypassing armor to defy heavy damage to creatures with strong defenses. So fierce, like fierce. We have Fierce Strike, Killer Instinct, I think is a new move. Fierce Impact are going to be the 3 moves there. Next we have, and I cannot even pronounce this in any way, shape, or form. The Argentavius, one of those two, is another rare. This soaring Cenozoic creature is among the largest birds to ever fly. With a wingspan of 6 meters or more, it covers hundreds of kilometers per day in search of carrion. Is that like the luggage is looking for its carrion? DPG members have even observed this creature using its aerial advantage to chase powerful predators like Smilodon from their kills. This is going to be a cunning dodger. It's going to have the moods of distraction, fearless flap, and evasive impact. Dinotherium is another rare creature. It kind of looks like an elephant, but it's not an elephant. It is a wildcard supporter. You're going to use this creature's speed reduction abilities to slow your opponents, then take them out with an impact or by swapping to a high damage creature. The moves here are going to be Superiority Strike, Ferocious Impact, and Instant Rumble. It looks like Instant Rumble is going to be a new move out of this set. The first epic that we're going to come across is going to be Androtherium. Its ingredients are Andrewsarchus and Dinotherium. This creature is a wildcard rending attacker. Use Androtherium's swap prevention to pin opponents as they try to escape. After that, deal heavy damage, with Androtherium's damage increase and armor piercing ability. Has the passive No Escape, which we already know about, Group Cleansing Strike, Ferocious Strike, Global Warning Squeal, and it just says Rending Attack. So it looks like Global Warming Squeal is going to be a new move as well. And just like the OG Rare Andrew, We have no escape on this creature. And then we get our first look at Scorpius Rex Gen 2. The ingredients for this creature are going to be Monolophosaurus Gen 2 and Carnotaurus. Scorpius Rex Gen 2 is a fierce and cunning ambusher. Swap the Scorpius Rex Gen 2 to trigger a high chance dodge, then deal heavy damage with multiple impact abilities. Remember, those quills also have a high chance to stun your opponent. So we're getting a new move called Defensive Swap In, which is a passive move. Additionally, we have Cunning Strike, Strike and Run, Fierce Impact, and Quill Impact. Quill Impact is going to be a new move out of that set. Moving into our new legendary creatures, we have Majestosaurus, I guess is what we're going to go with this for Dodicarus. So Dicarus, they're Majestosaurus. The ingredients are the Majestotherium and the Dodicarus. Majestosaurus is a fierce and resilient anti-tank creature. Swap to this creature to pin your opponent and deal shield-breaking damage. After that, use this creature's nullifying abilities and target attacks to break your opponent down. Again, we're back with the no escape passive. We have a swap in Shattering Strike. I think that's a new move. I'm not 100%, but I believe it's a new move. But here we go with the swap-ins again. We have a Fierce Strike, a Group Shield, a Resilient Impact, and a Defensive Rendering Attack. I want to say Defensive Rendering Attack is also a new move, but don't quote me on that one. But swap-in Shattering Strike looks pretty interesting there. Oh boy. Moving on, we have Scudo... Where do they come up with the names of these? We have, what is this? We're going to call it Scudo Phison. I'm sure that is wrong, but the Amphision and the Scutosaurus. So Scudophison? Maybe that's it. The new Scudo, the legendary version, is a fierce and resilient, vengeful attacker. Use this creature's no escape to pin your opponent or wear them down with its shield and speed reducing abilities, then take them out with an impact or rampage. A lot of people were talking about how this meta is a complete swap heavy meta, and I mean, just off the top of my head, I want to say this is the third or fourth creature already coming out in 2.8 that has no escape abilities. So it looks like Ludia is kind of saying no more of that nonsense. I don't know, but just kind of what it feels like, because we do have a no escape passive here. We have a Cleansing Strike, a Revenge Fierce Impact, a Revenge Protection, and a Decelerating Rampage. None of those, except for maybe Revenge Fierce Impact, are new. Maybe Revenge Protection. I don't think Revenge Fierce Impact is new, though. Another new legendary. Wow, what is this? Is this like number 3, number 4? We have Centaur Moth, which is going to be the Woolly Mammoth and the Centaurosaurus. Centaur Moth is a wildcard supporter. Use the protective Centaur Moth to cleanse and heal your team, or turn this creature's group abilities on your opponents with its group decelerating impact. This looks to be a raid specialist, if I'm just my first impression here, with the persistent ferocious strike, the group cleansing impact, the group heal, and the group decelerating impact. There's 2 group attacks, and as you are probably finding out in this weekend's tournament, group attacks are at a premium right now. If you are struggling with any of the flocks, Dodosevia, group attacks are going to be your friend. Bleed is also a good tip there. So if you've made it this far in the video, you got a little bit of help as to how to take out those pesky little Dodosevias. The original Scorpius Rex comes in as the next legendary. It's going to take Puratorus and Monolophosaurus, which is going to be a park spawn. And man, is that a local Monolophosaurus? Is that a local 2 or a local 3? My default is always to say local 4, but I don't think it's a local 4. It might even be global. I'm just not sure. Scorpius Rex is a cunning and fierce ambusher. Swap to Scorpius Rex to trigger her ambush, then use her multiple dodging abilities to evade damage while dishing out impacts. Back with the critical ambush as a swap-in move, we have Fierce Strike, Cunning Impact, Camouflage, which is on the Sloth line, and then the Lethal Quill Shot, which we've already seen, I believe, when we were talking about Gen 2 of this creature. And here it is. The unique Scorpius Rex Gen 3. It's going to take Scorpius Rex Gen 2 and Gorgosaurus. Interesting. If I'm not... Okay, so This is going to take the Scorpius Rex Gen 2, which is a legendary, and if I'm not mistaken, and I'd like to think that I'm not, this is the first generation of a creature that requires another generation of that creature as one of its ingredients. So there you go. Interesting. I like it. I'm a fan of that. So with Scorpius Rex Gen 3, it is a cunning and fierce ambusher. Swap into Scorpius Rex Gen 3 to trigger her ambush, and then use her targeted rampage and quill attacks to deal terrible damage. Not just, what was the other one here? It was dishing out impacts, and this one is dishing out terrible damage. We have the critical ambush as a swap in. We have fierce strike, instant ambush, cunning rampage, and toxic quills. That looks terrifying, quite honestly. So strike, instant ambush is a new move. I'm not sure. I don't know what that does. We'll get into new moves here in a minute. Toxic quills, I don't know. It has some kind of a bleed component to it, but it's got a rampage. Okay, we're going to keep moving forward. We have a new apex, Hast Maximus. Hast Maximus is a cunning critical sniper. Use Hast Maximus's speed and critical chance to mount your aerial offense and combine it with damage reduction and dodge to dominate the arena. Another new move here with obstruction to flight as a passive. We have predatory peck, fearless flap, pierce screech, and ravenous rampage. So all of those except for fearless flap look new to me. Maybe not fearless peck. I'm not too sure about all the flying moves, but piercing screech is some kind of an instant move. Ravenous rampage. Wow, an instant rampage. Okay, that's like Argentavius, the legendary that you're probably facing against in this weekend's tournament. But this time it is coming off of an apex creature, not a legendary creature. And finally here we have Hydroboa. Hydroboa is a cunning critical accuracy attacker. Use Hydroboa's precise attacks to deal heavy damage and wound your opponent. Then trigger alert abilities to boost damage and chance to dodge even higher when this creature is low in HP. Remember, alert, we have secure and threatened states. That is going to apply to Hydroboa, although it doesn't say anything about being a flock. Remember, you don't have to be a flock to have alert abilities. We have a passive of Constricting Rampage. That's pretty nasty as a passive. And if I'm not mistaken, so this is a cunning, and this is a cunning, and Referendum is a cunning, and Trebex is a cunning. So our last 4 apex creatures have all been cunning creatures. I wonder if any of them actually hold up to any of the resilient creatures, or, I mean, I can't see anybody running 4 apex cunning creatures on their team. But, I mean, with a Constricting Rampage and then this previous one with a Venomous Rampage as an instant move, maybe people are going to be running these cunning creatures. We have Alert Deception. We have Instant Nullifying Strike. We have Slippery Alert. We have Precise Impact. And we have a new move called Fabled Fangs. Looks like a bleed ability. Holy smokes. It felt like in the preview, it felt like a big update, and going through all this, it feels like a massive update. That was a lot of different creatures in there. I don't remember, I mean, the official total was 12 from what I recall, and it felt every bit of 12 long when I was reading through all those. And if you thought there were a lot of creatures, there are a lot of new moves. In fact, so many that I'm actually just going to go over the list. If you want to read a lot of these details, I went ahead and looked. With the creatures, I didn't look ahead, but with the new moves, I looked ahead. And some of these, like if I go down here, some of these moves like Slippery Alert are just super long, and you guys don't want me to just sit here and read all the descriptions. I'm sure that you can do that. So I'm just going to list all the new moves. We have Obstruction to Flight, which I believe was the Hast Eagle, the Apex. We have Piercing Screech, again, I believe was Hast Eagle. We have Predatory Peck, Ravenous Rampage, Toxic Quills, and Lethal Quill Shot. Both go to the Scorpius line of creatures. Instant Ambush, I believe all 3 of the Scorpius Rex had this Instant Ambush. Group Cleansing Impact, looks like it will be extremely useful in raids or versus flocks. Group Warning Squeal. We have Fabled Fangs, which is going to be a bleed move and a precise move at that, and an instant move. That's a lot going on. We have Killer Instinct. We have Instant Nullification Strike as a priority move, as is Killer Instinct. We have Constricting Rampage, which I believe means it's a passive move there by the icon. We have Revenge Pierce Impact, a revenge move. Revenge moves I really like as a utility. I think they're starting to come into their own, so I'll be interested to see how this one works out. Defensive Rendering Attack. We have a defensive swap in, a critical ambush swap in, a slippery alert, alert deception, and an instant rumble. That would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 new moves by my count is, God, that's a lot to absorb. It's gonna take a little while to figure this out, and I'm sure a week or two, 10 days in, you're gonna have it all figured out, but that is a lot of new moves. We also have this new drone high score here. They say now all DPG drones come equipped with the new drone high score feature. Just zoom in on a creature on the map and see your current DNA high score for this creature. With Tarbosaurus, they have 26 as their high score. If your score improves during the season, you'll see how much you improved in the drone rewards screen. You can also head to the lab to check all of your high scores in one place. So it looks like whenever you dart something, a common at level 2450 is max, 390 is max on a rare. And as far as an epic, I've never done 15 direct hits on an epic, and I've never done 15 direct hits on a legendary nor a unique. So it'll be interesting to see. I know things like the Pelta and the Anki are super easy to dart as far as epics go. So it'll be interesting to see some of those high scores. I bet people have gotten perfect scores on those. We have a new recruit feature. So you're going to recruit your friends. It looks like there's going to be some rewards of a rare scent capsule, some coins. It doesn't say how many coins. T-Rex for level 15. T-Rex Gen 2, more coins. And then for your so if you're a mentor, you get this, and then your recruits. Wow, okay. So it just kind of helps onboarding, it looks like. So as different trainers, you're going to level up and get some hard cash, some coins, some incubators. Looks like pretty nice rewards there. The game is actually growing. I've heard some numbers that it's doing really well. It's actually thriving here, and it's going in it. Wow, we're in the 4th year after 3 full years. It's still growing. So they're trying to up that a little bit more. We have a new news center, which is just going to be a way for you to stay in touch. It looks clean. I like it. I don't typically go to the news center, so it looks like maybe they're making a concerted effort to make it more visually appealing, maybe have a little bit more information. What does it, oh, wait. What is this? Are you guys seeing this? I mean, it says February 2020, discover new creatures, experience new battle abilities and more in update 3.0. Did they just leak version 3.0 coming out? I mean, I know like that was probably for 2.0, but interesting. We're going to have 4 new raid bosses. The venomous Scorpius Rex will enter raids on June 17th, replacing Megalosuchus. Okay, so Scorpius Rex is a legendary. So June 17th is, wow, is that next week? I believe, yeah. So next week, we'll be getting legendary Scorpius Rex original DNA in replace of Megalosuchus. So it's going to be like next Thursday. Jurassic World Alive's newest rare raid boss, the colossal Albertosaurus, will stomp onto the fray June 21st. The Screeching Hast Maximus will swoop into raids on July 3rd, and the mythic Hydroboa will slither into raids on August 1st. So we're going to spread these things out. We just got Referendum for June. We'll get 1 in July. We'll get 1 in August. You figure 15 weeks. So it's almost 4 months. So August, September, October, November, December. So around Christmas time is when you can expect to unlock Hydroboa. For Hast Maximus, think Thanksgiving, somewhere around in those times. We have new achievements, learning to aim, good aim, advanced aim, expert aim. Those are probably all going to have to do with the drones. In fact, you could read that. High score for a certain number of creatures. A lot of you will probably reach those just whenever you log in. Young mentor, evolving mentor, established mentor, and veteran mentor are going to be for bringing in recruits For what is improved, we have some onboarding improvements that if you're watching this video, you probably don't need to know, but they are there. We have an ability update that we already knew about to avoid confusion. Cunning Group Strike has been renamed Cleansing Group Cunning Strike. And matchmaking changes. Matchmaking in PvP seasonals is now solely determined by your and your opponent's current trophy balance, and team power score is no longer weighted in the equation. Leaderboards and profiles will still continue to show players' highest scores. And for bugs and known fixes, Compso Callus Aura Visual Effects is no longer the wrong color for its rarity, and AR Hydroboa can now be interacted with. That's odd. An AR Hydroboa can now be interacted with and no longer appears above the camera. But how would that have been a bug? Because we have never seen Hydroboa. Okay. In raids, Erlico Gamma, boss creature now set to cunning instead of fierce. I've never even noticed that. Flock dinos are no longer missing holograms after max attempts on ESD. Oh, so that's going to be when they were supply drops, which you'll notice on Saturday when you get to dart Dodosevia. Previously, when you dart them and you maximized all your attempts, the lead would be hollowed out, but the other two would still be there, so they fixed that. The raid boss hitboxes are still too large. Apple device players may receive offline push notifications while online. Raid invite push notifications are only in English, blah, 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 blah. Those are things that still need to be fixed. That was a lot. I'm not going to lie. Even if I hadn't gone through all the other stuff like the drones, the onboarding, the news center, the new creatures look, from what I can tell, you're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to check them out and see, but it looks extremely promising. 12 new creatures, 20 new moves, absolutely bonkers in my opinion. This looks and feels like a massive, massive update. And with all the swap prevention, it looks like Ludia is saying, okay, you guys have had your fun running in and out of the PvPs. We're going to put a kibosh on that. At least we're going to give you some options for pinning other creatures in. So that's always a good sign. I still think swapping is going to be a thing. They added at least one new swapper that I can tell. Oh, actually, and all the Scorpius Rexes are swappers as well, though I don't think they do damage. I think they just swap in and dodge. And then we have the Meji, the hyena hybrid, the hyena armadillo hybrid. Wonder how that would even work out. But that one does swap in damage. That could be absolutely devastating. And, the thing that I really noticed going back to the creatures is a lot of them are just hybrids of creatures and DNA that a lot of you already have supplies of. So this could be extremely interesting as far as what level are some OG players able to get to right off the bat. One of the big things that I've been hearing personally is that Ludia has completely taken hunting out of the game. And it kind of made sense with COVID. Most of the world wasn't able to go out and hunt. And this update, it looks like the focus has completely gone back to getting out and hunting DNA, using scents. We still have a long way to go as far as scent and spawn distribution, but this update really looks to be heavy on getting players back out and finding their locals to find specific creatures. Like I said, now if we can just get those scent capsules to work more efficiently when you're in a local, then I think we will really be on to something. But man, I'm exhausted. I bet you guys are exhausted. So did they say? Like, they didn't say when this update was coming out, did they? My guess is going to be Tuesday, just because it seems to be when all updates are. But unless I missed it, and if I did, let me know down in the comments below. But I didn't see where they were going to go. I'm going to go for Tuesday. I don't know what that makes. Today's the 11th. So it'd be 12, 13, 14. So we'll just say the 15th, probably about right, 15 or 16. If Scorpius Rex is coming to raids on the 17th, that would fit. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Mercifully, that is all that I have for this one. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. When the update does drop, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, because I will have an exclusive look at all the brand new creatures for update 2.8. But that's all I've got for this one. So until next time.